Guys, before we get started with today's episode of What's the Right Shot? Today's episode is titled Shot Choice Confusion. I want to make sure that at the end of sets or the end of matches that you've got crystal clear shot choice clarity, especially in your really close matches. Right down below, there's a link. When we're done today, I want you to click it and want you to get signed up for this course. Here comes today's episode of What's the Right Shot? Well, guys, let's get into it. Today's episode of What's the Right Shot? And I am going to pause this right when we get to right about let cord, return to serve. It's sitting up, right? What shot would you play? Are you going up the line? Are you going directly at that player in front of you? Are you going down the middle? Are you going back at the feet of the returner? Maybe you're playing a little drop shot over in front of that returner, right? Or maybe you're going to go ahead and drive it into the alley over there. What shot are you going to play? I want you to be thinking about that as we go through this. And a couple things I want you to be thinking about is that lots of times when we get a let cord fat sitter like this, our brain goes through this sub-menu of all the different shot choices that I just mentioned. There's more, right? You could play a little lob over the player in front of you. You could. So there's a bunch of shot choices. And too often what happens is we consider all of them as the ball is coming over. Now all of a sudden we thought it would be a tough return down at our feet, maybe a half volley. Now all of a sudden it's not, right? It's sitting up there and we're going, oh, okay. Well, now I got some choices on this. And that just causes confusion in your mind. And what you want to make sure you do, that as soon as you recognize that, take it back a little bit here, as soon as you recognize that now all of a sudden it's going to be something different, it's not going to be a kind of a tough little tricky forehand ab volley that you would probably just get down and just work this thing back cross court. Now all of a sudden you got something to work with here, right? And too often what happens is we create this confusion. What I've found is that I've trained myself over the years to just go, what's my instinctive first shot choice, right? I could tell before the let cord, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to play a low forehand, half volley, cross court. If that net player in front of me poached, okay, deal with it, right? Just deal with it. And if he gets there, make sure that it's kind of slow, it's kind of low, and it's not going to be an easy volley for him to poach on, right? But now all of a sudden things change. And so what I've learned over the course of the years, in decades, is that whatever is the instinctive shot choice, right? And it could be wrong, but that doesn't matter. What you want to make sure you do is that you commit to the first one that comes into your mind, even though you got a whole big sub-menu there of shot choices. So first of all, we're going to commit to the first shot choice and just wait for the right moment to execute it. We don't want to rush it. Here's the other thing is that when we've got early racket prep, right? Too often what I see is you're thinking as you're coming into this, it's going to be a forehand half volley, and now all of a sudden it's not. It works its way off of the net here, and we end up with the racket in this position here where we haven't really prepped it. It's not prepped yet. And too often what happens in this position is when we're going through this shot choice menu, creating that confusion. And then at the last second, when you decide whatever shot you're going to play, now it from this position here, it goes racket back and forward all in one motion, and timing gets frequently disrupted. It's not great. So now you've decided which shot you're going to play, right? We're now prepping the racket early. And this is going to really improve your consistency with timing with this shot. The other thing this does is it freezes these guys. They don't know where you're going to play it. They have no idea if you're going up the line. They have no idea if you're coming back right at them. If you're Lenny right there in front of Paul, they've got no idea. And so when you freeze them, whatever shot choice you've decided on is probably going to work out a lot better. So look, on this one, Paul takes it and just drives it right through the middle, right? And look, geometrically, you got to be precise with this. He is for a couple reasons. Number one, because he's frozen his opponent over there, but number two, he's got early racket prep. And then the third thing that I want you to be thinking about with this, if this is your shot choice, is that you fully commit to a finish. You don't kind of get there, you go all the way through it. And look, if this opponent over there in front of you guesses or anticipates that's the shot you're going to play and they get there, in the words of Dick Johnson, fine and dandy, I'm going to hit a quality ball. They're good. I'm assuming it's coming back. And if it does come back, well, we'll just take it. We'll just take it from there. So, look, there's a lot to consider there. But if we really kind of take it down, well, what are the real fundamentals here? It's going to be, number one, it's going to be shot choice commitment. It's going to be early racket prep. Once you've made that shot choice commitment, it's going to be early racket prep so that your timing gets better, more consistent, and that you freeze these guys. And then the third thing is if this is your shot choice, that you fully, totally, 100% commit to the finish. Not a big backswing. You don't need it. You just need, boom, all the way through it. And there you have it. All right, guys, look, hang in there with me. I've got something coming up here for you that if you've not yet picked up my 5-mini mindset skills training course, I want you to take a look at it, because if you're getting tight at the end of sets or matches, this is going to help you unlock the nerves, unlock the anxiety, and hopefully no more choking at those points in the match, right? Right down below, there's a link. I want you to click it. I want you to check it out and get signed up. All right, guys, let me know what's on your mind from today's episode of What's the Right Shot. I'd love to read your comments and respond. If you like today's episode, please give it a like, and for sure, be sure. Yeah, it's kind of redundant. For sure, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you're always notified every time I upload new content, episodes of What's the Right Shot, and or go live. Guys, that's it for me today. It's time. We all got to get out there. Help someone else have a great day. Guys, see you again next time. Guys, it is Brent back here with you, and want to make sure that if you're getting tight or anxious, let's call it what it is. Sometimes choking at the end of sets when you got a nice lead, or at the end of the matches, especially in those really close matches. I want to make sure that you've got crystal clear shot choice clarity in those moments so that you get across the finish line. You get the W that you've worked so hard to get. Right down below, there's a link. I want you to click it. If you haven't already done so, get signed up for my 5-mini mindset skills training course. It's a 28-day course. And yeah, it's going to show you, it's going to teach you how to get that crystal clear shot choice clarity at the end of sets and the end of matches. Right down below, there's a link. Click it, get signed up, and I will see you inside that course.